and called on a dealer up there about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And, oh, we spent our night here, Bob. Yeah? How are you? Good. We'll meet you for dinner. Well, it's not only the father and the son and his son's wife and 2 kids and
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Did you have enough money?
Oh yeah. Boy, you know what I mean. You.
It's kind of taking advantage of the situation.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, a lot of them do. And then other guys. Gosh, I had a dealer over in. What was his name? In Columbia. Caterpillar dealer. Real. What a gentleman. And he would insist upon picking up the bill wherever you went. I mean, he wouldn't let you. He wouldn't let you buy him dinner or drink or anything else. And a lot of times his wife would be with him, you know what I mean? And, well, I mean, just for dinner if you're not doing anything tonight, you know.
Was he the only one that ever picked up instead of you? Granted, it was a business expense for you, but was he the only one that ever offered?
It's about the only one I can ever remember. Oh, golly, and then what happens, but Dave Jackson was sales manager at the time. And he came up to Columbia with me one time. And we went out to have dinner with, gosh, I can't think of their names anymore, but anyway. And Jack got a little loaded. And I look over, and he's smashing a cigarette on, what was it that she had? I don't know, a piece. It was a purse or something or other, and he's grinding a cigarette. Holy good God.
Talking away and just putting a cigarette out
on her purse, you know. Jeez.
Oh my gosh.
He was pretty well loaded at the time.
And then they all drove. Nobody
yeah.
thought anything of that.
Yeah, and we had.
And their seatbelts.
We all stayed at. We had our favorite motels and hotels to stay at. And I used to cover, when I stop and think back, I covered Missouri pretty thoroughly.
Well, and probably because people realized they had to go get an appliance. They couldn't get it necessarily in the town they lived in all the time. So, yeah, you did cover most of it.
Well, there was we had practically any size town had a Frigidaire dealership in it. I don't know whether I told you about when John and I he took me to a football game one Sunday up at Mizzou.
Yeah. And
on the way up, I was talking about, I used to call on Downtown Appliance here, you know, forget the guy's name.
In the heart of Columbia, in the downtown business district?
Yeah, in the downtown business district. And so we pull out, we got out to the parking lot and we park. And we weren't sitting there, maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and a truck pulls up in front, Downtown Appliance.
Oh my gosh.
I said, I don't believe this. So after a little bit, they started circulating a little bit, and then I went out and I walked up and I said, I'd like to introduce myself. I said, many years ago I called on Downtown Appliance. And what the heck was the guy's name again? I can't remember it, but I said, is it still under the same ownership? Oh, yeah, what's his name? His son runs it. Come here,
cool.
Look who's here. This is Bob Wellness. Remember Bob?
Oh, cool.
Oh, my gosh.
You know, like the chances of something like that happening, you
that's
know what I mean?
Fate. Huh? Yeah, that's had to be fate.
Yeah, so we chatted a while, and his dad had died a couple of years ago, I guess. But, boy, what memories.
Yeah.
What memories.
Well, it must have paid you pretty well. We had a nice house, and we had all the creature comforts. And
well, I guess my top salary probably was when I quit, and I was only making like 35,000.
In the 1980,
Wow.
81?
I quit in '82.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. We scrimped and saved, kiddo.
Yeah, I know. But 5 in braces, 5 in private schools.
And we weren't in debt, other than for the house. You know what I mean?
Right.
Of course, that was only $105 a month, so that wasn't too shabby.
That was all relative to what it was all relative to the times.
That's right.
It was a lot of money when you bought it.
Oh yeah. Well, let's see. We paid $17,500 for this one. It's a pretty good buy, I guess.
Heck yeah! Look, it's still standing.
Do you remember what the addition cost?
I think the addition was around 5,000 or something.
Wow.
So all in all,
were you glad to get out? That was when Westinghouse bought it. Is that when they bought?
yeah, White Consolidated
White
bought us in
Consolidated.
1979, and we took our retirement from GM to see whether we'd be able to live on it or not. And at that time, I don't remember how much it was, 800 or 900 a month or something like that. I don't know. Well, actually, we worked a couple of years for the other outfit, and then everybody was on we were the double dippers.
Drawing pension and a paycheck.
Drawing a pension and a paycheck, yeah. So.
Oh, they resented you for that.
Yeah, some of them did. Really did.
So is that ultimately why you retired?
Well, it got to be. I was, I had all the big dealers here in St. Louis, and all the telephone calls at night. Bob, whether they got this in stock or not? Can I get that?
I remember that.
Pick it up tomorrow and all that.
I remember you getting phone calls all the time.
And finally, I just decided, the hell with it. So that was 1982, July the 1st.
How old were you when you retired?
We'll go back from 82 to 1919.
Do the math,
I was
Laura.
63. I retired at 63. And they picked up my, let's see, I think they paid my, I don't know, Social Security or something or other until I was 65. But Jim was a good outfit to work for. There was no getting away from it.
Well, you were in the golden years anymore. These people,
That's true.
They're taking things away as
now they're hurting.
what were promised. I know. I think how fortunate you and Mom are that you've got the coverage that you have and the pension that you have.
We're really fortunate to have the coverage that we have.
So do you recommend retirement?
Oh no, it gets ridiculous after a while.
All you gotta do is play golf whenever you want to.
Yeah.
Boring.
No, I can't understand how people. I remember Bob Schultz called me 2 days after I retired. Hey, I got a good job for you out at the small 9-hole golf course out there. He said they're looking for somebody, like a ranger or something or other. Yeah, I don't want to go to work. I just quit. And I've heard so many guys. What the hell do you do with yourself and all this? And boy, that has never bothered me at all.
You've had a lot of interest. A lot of people don't have the interest that
Well,
you do.
that might be.
Is that when you started the rose gardens? After retirement?
Oh, I don't know. We had the roses out here for a long time, honey. At one time, I was into that Jackson Perkins deal, you know,
Yeah.
buying the ones they were just coming out with and
Mhm.
experimenting with, and
And if you buy one, they offer you another one cheap,
at
and
some time, yeah.
they still do that.
And gosh, you know, one time we had 25 rose bushes around here.
Do you have a favorite?
Not really.
Well, it was always nice to come over and leave with roses
With a handful of
for
roses.
years. We
Yeah,
did that.
and then all the trees started getting planted,
Yeah.
and
Lost your
all the
sunlight.
shade, and picking one rose a year off of a plant wasn't worthwhile, so finally tore them all out. And what do we got? 2 left out in the back, I think.
And you've probably got too much shade now for those too.
Well, they're in the sun, on the sunshine. But
Well, when did you do the aquarium? Remember when you got into those tetra?
yep, sure do.
Laura was young.
Laura was young then, and the guy down that worked down at Fair Mercantile, another one of my dealers.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I can't remember his name. At one time he worked at Southside Furniture, and then he went with Fair Mercantile, and he raised
Guppies
guppies
and tetras.
Yeah, tetras. I don't know.
I remember going down there and getting fish.
I don't ever
Sunday
remember.
after church.
I don't.
I don't remember the
Oh,
names
that
of
was
all of
so
them.
exciting.
Huh?
I loved that day after church. It was Sunday after church when we went down there to get the fish.
No kidding.
I thought that was just the coolest.
It was a pretty big deal to set up an aquarium and do all that.
Well, the more fun was when they would start producing.
Yeah, I
And
remember.
trying to catch them with a net,
You were good.
separate them from something else, so they wouldn't.
And
get
we had
eaten.
hundreds of babies.
Huh?
We had hundreds of babies.
Yeah.
I remember that.
We had like 2 females pregnant at once, and they were delivering on like the same day, and
A lot of
it
responsibility.
was huge.
Kept him busy with the fish net.
I think
So
I was.
that's how you got started? One of your dealers offered to give you
Yeah.
some fish?
Well, I wanted to. I don't know. I guess we must have been talking about getting some
I must have been about 11 or 12.
fish or aquarium or something or other.
I remember it was Christmas. We were in the basement. You and I were wrapping presents in the basement, and there was a pile of stuff, and we were looking for ribbons or tags or something, and we lifted this towel up, and there was a whole aquarium set, and you looked at me and we dropped the towel, and you didn't see that. And I was like, okay, but what was it? I don't really even know what it didn't like.
Nobody ever told you.
And then I got it on Christmas, and I was like, oh, that's that thing that Mary and I uncovered under a towel.
At the time, I didn't remember that. Of course, I wasn't told about it either.
No,
so,
you're just now hearing it.
yeah,
Kept a
for the
secret.
first time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well. And you were good with my rabbits, too. When I brought home that
Well,
white
yeah.
rabbit.
I'll never forget when the cat killed it, though. Too.
That was the other one. That was the brown rabbit.
Oh, wasn't it?
But the white rabbit had the babies.
Mm.
Remember, I freaked out. I didn't know what they were. I didn't even know she was pregnant because she had been at Paco's like a month before that, or 2 months or something. And I came out one morning and she had 6 babies, and I screamed, and I ran back in. I'm like, Dad, come out here! And by the time we got out there, she had eaten 2 of them.
Oh.
They weren't healthy, and she got rid of them. And there were 4, and I was like, what do we do? What do we do? It was just amazing.
I remember that.
Yeah, when my rabbit had the babies.
Well, you took some of them, didn't you, Mary?
Nina took one of them.
I took him to school.
Yeah, you took him to
that's
Notre
right.
Dame.
I was teaching at Notre Dame. They hopped around for a couple days.
I'd carry him around in that yellow bucket in the garage.
Just scooped him up.
Yeah.
Loved him. Oh, here's Debbie. She's driving a little Jeep today. I think that's Debbie.
Are you leaving?
Looks like it.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the, I got a dermatologist appointment at 2:30.
Go ahead. What time is it?
Two. It's only one big band. No, I can make it. And he's sweat.
You have to move across.
It's not that nice out.
I gotta move my car.
I think that's the second light, if I recall correctly. And anyway, make a left turn there. And then she'll see, as she goes a little ways, she'll see where they're setting up the tents and so forth. Yeah, it's only a couple of blocks. Okay, golly, I tell you what, we were looking. Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Oh, I had a rough night last night. Boy, I tell you, I don't want to go through it again, but yeah, I was coughing so bad. I tell you what we're really looking for is some pink girl tomatoes. That's what we planted. Yeah. Okay, that sounds like a pretty good deal. Pink girls, that's right. Yeah. And I've been buying them out there practically every year, and they're very good. So how's everything going? How much golf you been playing? And that was it. I played twice out in Florida, and I gave it up. Oh, no kidding. I guess I should have called him. I should have called Bill too, but huh? Okay. Go down where?
It's fine.
Oh, I don't know whether I'm going to be going out to lunch or not, to be very truthful, Don. Boy, I tell you. Yeah. No.
Same thing.
More information, that's for sure.
It's gel caps.
Yeah. I have never felt so weak in my life. I haven't been on the
I didn't want to get anything with
I haven't been on the computer, I don't think, in 4 or 5 days.
Yeah,
I
some more of
just I don't know what's coming in or
This is
what's
an
on
audio.
there or not. And right now, I really don't give a damn. Yeah.
Gel cap.
And pick it up, huh? Good.
No. I should probably.
Yeah. Oh boy. That was a shocker to me, I tell you. I knew that there was going to be some cancer involved, but when the guy says, I said, well, how long do you think I have? And he says, oh, maybe 3 months. I said, oh boy, that's right between the eyes. So we'll just have to wait and see how things play out. I don't know. I'm having a hell of a time trying to find something to eat. Just nothing tastes good. In fact, I haven't even eaten hardly anything. And I know I'm losing weight, and I just look at food and it looks bad. I mean, it doesn't look at least bit appealing. Although I did have a little chocolate shake about an hour ago that tasted real good, and I think. Well, I tell you, the last good meal I've had was that steak and shake that I really ate. And then we went back, I guess, about the second time, and oh, it was downhill for some reason or other. And
Man, my ring looks terrible.
oh yeah. Well, it's screwing up a heck of a lot. I can tell you that. I can realize that. And every time somebody turns around, there's a new medicine for me to try. I don't know. Well, listen, I'll let you go, Don, and thanks very, very much for the information. And we'll be, yeah, when you go by there, just stop and take a look. Would appreciate it. Okay, thank you. Right on. Bye-bye. He said they're just putting up the tent.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he going to let us know when they get the tent?
Yeah, he said when
good.
they.
Good.
when they get open, he said
Great.
he'd call us.
Oh, good. Then I don't have to run up there until I know.
No,
for sure.
and as he said, I can see where he's talking about. He said there's a lot of work going on Capitol Drive, which would be where I would normally get
Yeah.
off, I think. But
Okay.
he said go to Zumbel and then just make the U-turn and come back down to Duchesne.
Okay.
And
So does this place sell anything besides your garden plants? Do you know?
all kind. I don't know. They sell all kinds of. I don't even look that close at it, because I'm just looking for tomatoes and that's it.
Okay.
It's a guy who grows them.
Oh, okay.
And sells them tomato plants.
These are from Arkansas. If I
The
recall
Arkansas.
correctly.
Oh, okay. But he's a small guy who just sets up seasonal. So I
He's got
imagine
a-
he has other stuff. So I'm kind of interested in
Yeah.
seeing what else he has.
I might
They've
go
got
with
an
you if I
awful
can.
big tent out there, I'll tell you that. It's no small operation.
Did you have a good chat with Aunt Bee?
Yeah. She was telling me about going out to the store in Deerbergs and stopped at Kentucky Fried Chicken and picked up some chicken for dinner last night.
Well, I'm sure she was happy to hear your voice.
Yeah, she was. She said, Bob, you call me. I said, okay, I'll call you. Because I guess she doesn't want to feel like, she said she was resting today. She said she had a hard day yesterday.
Huh.
Did John take her out? Glenn?
What did she find?
Okay.